on those Gators. Alessandra Pontbriand's joining us now. All right, I mean, what a night. The team has won the national championship. So what's next, though, for Todd Golden and for the players?
Yeah, well, first is rest and relaxation. You know, the players, they've been on for 3 weeks playing in March Madness. They've been going to school as well. They just want to at least get some rest right now. And a lot of these kids, they're banged up. It's the end of the season. They've been playing for months and months. So they just need to get rest and recovery, really. But we have 3 seniors, Walter, Elijah, Will, who will be graduating and they'll be moving on. Now, I would assume that they're going to be announcing for or declaring for the draft just at the end of June. But then the other players that are on the team, they're going to have to talk to Todd Golden and his staff, decide if they're coming back, and then decide if they may enter the transfer portal.
Yeah, so recruiting-wise, you know, the Todd Golden and his staff, they look at analytics differently than most programs, which seems to work with how they built this roster. Any thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. So they've looked for the most underrated recruits in the country. This is the first team in the modern era to win a national championship without a top 100 recruit on the roster. So basically what they do is they invest in advanced analytics. They say that they look at analytics differently from what other teams look at. Then they take a look at the player from an eye test. After that, they're going to bring the player into Gainesville. And the way that they do it is they bring them into Gainesville to see if they mesh with not only the team, but also the community. If they feel that the player does not, then they're done and they won't recruit him anymore. Then they have the talk about NIL. And most of the time, the Florida Gators are not the highest bidders when it comes to NIL. They really want a player that is committed to the Florida Gators. And then if it all works out and the player and the team decide that they have, you know, a good compensation wise, and, you know, this is not little, you know, just a little bit of money. This is, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars that these players are going to get. But Todd Golden and his staff want these kids in to win these national championships that they did now. And then if that happens, then they sign on the line. So this is a really different way that teams recruit, but it's a big way that they do it, and I think obviously they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, conference-wide, Florida helped the SEC generate a record amount of money from March Madness. How much were we talking about entirely?
3 weeks. 3 weeks, they made $70 million. So they had 14 teams in the SEC that competed in March Madness. They won 24 games. Each game you play in, and then as you advance, you make a basically a unit of revenue is what they call it for March Madness. So in total, over those 24 games, those 24 wins, $70 million. So that will be evenly distributed for other SEC teams. So the few that didn't get into March Madness still get a nice payday.
All right, as they say, it's all about the Benjamins right
Baby,
there.
it's all about the Benjamins.
Well, let me tell you, the SEC got a lot of Benjamins, and I saw Greg Sankey, the commissioner there, and he was smiling the whole game, even when it was a close one, because he knew the Gators were going to pull it out. I knew it too. It's the Florida Gators. Come on.
I didn't know, but I'm glad it happened.
So am I.
Thank you, Alessandra.
Thank you.